And we're back.
Episode
179.
179 of Coming At You Podcast.
And where are we available at?
We are available on the following platforms. iTunes.
More energy. Give me more energy. Hey, where are we at? Where can they find us?
Well, right now we're available on a variety of platforms, ladies and gentlemen. iTunes, Stitcher Smart Radio, Blueberry, Overcast, iHeartRadio.
That might be it, I think.
Facebook
Live?
Facebook Live.
Soon to be YouTube Live.
Soon to be YouTube.
It's episode 179. Who's it brought to us by?
Well, we're brought by a variety of sponsors, and we're very thankful for a lot of our sponsors.
How about Stitcher Smart Radio?
Stitcher Smart Radio, the smartest way to listen to radio on or off the radio. Create custom playlists, download and stream thousands of your favorite shows, all at the touch of a fingertip.
Leatherman Tools?
Leatherman Tools. I use that damn thing every day. Every day that thing helps me at work. It's like, it's invaluable. Even though it weighs 40 goddamn pounds.
So you're saying it has no value?
It's invaluable. I can't place a value on how valuable it is.
What did you use it for today?
I was working with, I used the drywall saw.
Okay. Were you actually cutting drywall, or were you sawing?
Yeah, because what happened was
some limbs
there
of
was
a helpless hooker.
Well, I was no. I just use lye and and lemon juice for that.
WWE Network.
WWE Network. We'll talk about WrestleMania 33 week and all the craziness that happened.
Netflix
just they announced the date of the Defenders. It's going to be I think August 18th.
It has Luke Cage and
it's all of them. It's Daredevil.
I haven't been able to finish watching
Jessica Jones,
the Iron Fist.
I haven't even started.
I haven't been able to finish it just because I lost faith in the dude's actual toughness.
Yeah, but hey,
I need to.
I mean, look.
Sometimes you just forget to finish an episode.
Sometimes dudes that don't look like they're going to be much can kick your ass. Like you would never look at Kenny Florian and go, "That dude will whoop my ass."
XCC 28,
but he will whoop your ass. XCC, Helen, you're looking good, and yeah, I'm really excited because we're coming
June
back.
June 23rd.
We're coming back to the Armory.
At the Armory,
the Philadelphia Armory on
Southampton
Road, right by Chicky and Pete's.
I think it's a Friday.
Maybe we should go to Chicken Pizza after and get some of them crab rolls.
That's what we should do.
I love that place.
If you're coming to town, you should go to Chicky and Pete's. We should get them to sponsor us.
Chicky and Pete's.
Go. So June 23rd.
I'm going to be there
at the Armory.
You're going to be there.
Also brought to us by Fleshlight.
Fleshlight. I haven't used my Fleshlight in a couple weeks.
Is she feeling lonely? What do you mean a couple weeks? It's been like probably 2 weeks ago you said you used it right before coming on the show.
No. Did I?
Yeah.
All right, then maybe it's been a week.
Why are you ignoring her?
I don't know, man. I've just been
You guys aren't getting along?
I've just been kind of down lately.
Well, I need you to pick up the energy. Right now I see it in your eyes. You know how to get it back?
Hit the music?
No. Whoa, guy.
What?
You missed the guy right in the middle here.
Jack Daniels. It's Band-Aid for your soul. And no, I'm feeling all relaxed and all. I'm feeling all relaxed.
Oh, resptattoo.com.
Right Wing Resp.
I was wondering, he's saying tattoo. And he's pointing. I'm like, what? I got you.
I think he's letting you know that you have a tattoo on your chest.
Yeah, I didn't know it.
How the fuck did that happen?
Resp Tattoo. Where can we find Resp at?
He's at resptattoo.com.
He was part of a brutal beatdown last week via text.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
As soon as we come back from
We're going to hit the music,
break.
start the show.
Yeah, we're going to do that actually on 3, 2, 1.
It's time once again for another episode of Coming At Ya. Coming At Ya. A podcast about the world of mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, coming at ya, and heavy metal music with a slice of comedy for good measure. Coming at ya.
And we're back.
Did you just do that? And we're back.
I just stole it.
You did steal it. How's the fitness going?
It's been a bad, I injured.
I'm going to need a little more energy.
I injured my foot
Doing.
Just exercising. I think I injured it doing the elliptical, which is how the fuck would you injure yourself?
What
on
did
an
you injure it
elliptical?
on?
The elliptical machine.
Elliptical or ellipsical?
No, the elliptical.
All right.
I think just
Make sure you're saying the
I
right
think
name.
driving through with the weight on the foot, just really driving through, it aggravated it, and
So is your foot mad at you?
yeah. But anything that goes goofy with that foot, I'm very obviously very nervous about. Today is the 2-year anniversary of me shattering my heel.
Did you have any flashbacks?
No, but it just sucks. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm not having to take the foot off the gas, so to speak, because I'm tired or lazy or I'm just not motivated. It's that I have an injury that's not going to go away ever.
What else can you do instead?
Well, I decided, I was kind of down about it for a day. And
Well,
then
let's talk about your regimen. You've been doing the Diamond Dallas Page yoga, right?
Yeah,
And the elliptical.
yeah.
Is there anything else you have working in there?
No, what I started doing is I switched out the elliptical for. I'm very lucky to have some really nice bicycles, and a buddy of mine, Joe, gave me a really nice trainer, so you can turn your bike into a stationary bike,
Right.
And it's like the magnetic resistance, so it can have variable resistance.
When you're riding on this stationary bike with the magnetic
Burn
resistance,
just as
are
many
you shifting
calories.
gears or are you staying in one gear the
No,
whole time?
stay in one gear.
Which gear?
I don't.
How many gears you got on that ride?
The one that I have on the bike trainer is 18.
So
I keep-
18 being the hardest or easiest? One's the easiest,
Well,
right?
no, the way that a bike works like that is you've got the main ring,
Right.
and then you've got the little,
Right.
you've got
There's
the cogs.
two sets of gears.
So you've got 1 through 9
Right.
on that.
And then you have one that shifts it again.
Yeah,
and
so
then
I
it's
have it on the
10 through 18.
hard on the bigger wheel. So
Right,
there's-
but
you have to work
18's
harder.
the hardest.
No, it's not how it works.
On my bike, one's the easiest. Hasn't
yeah,
it
but,
always been the easiest on your bike?
but that's not how it works.
No, it's the opposite.
No.
There's not a number on
One's
it.
the easiest on my mountain bike. And it was always the easiest on whenever I had a 10-speed.
Yeah, I have it in a nice middle, and what I try to do is I try to keep the pace
Right.
consistent.
Right.
And I have it hooked up to my Bluetooth heart rate monitor, and
What's the highest you get your heart rate to?
typically when I'm working out, I get it to about 156, 160 something.
I had my wife convinced the other day, like I was flush red, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, right?
That's not good.
I had taken my pre-workout, which has vitamin B in it,
I don't take any of that.
and then
stuff.
I had taken some other like healthy pills and stuff, and vitamin B was one of it, another vitamin B.
Does that make you all flush?
Apparently, I had like an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
not
like,
good.
"What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get my heart rate up without actually doing any exercise."
Well, that's not good.
And she was like freaking out because she thought I was actually seriously like trying to get my heart up to 180 without actually doing any exercise.
Yeah, but it's good because it's bike season coming up, so it's I'm a big believer.
energy.
I'm relaxed. I'm nice
right,
and chill.
chill, bro, chill,
if you want to get in shape to ride a bike, ride your bike. If you want to get in shape to do jujitsu,
Do more jujitsu.
do more jujitsu. It's kind of like, oh, there's this great tool to help you with your finger strength to play guitar. Just play fucking guitar. Just
What if you can't play guitar?
then there's no hope for you. I don't know, but I do.
I would go for a mountain bike ride with you.
Yeah, I'll do it. So it's nice because all of my weight is for the most part seated, so it's not like I'm driving through with a lot of weight
You know
on,
what you
on
need?
the foot.
What does he need, Todd, that we have?
I wasn't paying attention.
Seriously?
I'm sorry.
We're talking about his exercise. What are you doing over there?
I'm setting things up. man. I'm sorry.
What does he have doesn't he have that you and I like to do?
A
that we started
nagging
doing
wife?
last
Oh,
year?
they're going to say, what does he have that I don't? A nagging wife?
A kayak?
Kayaking.
A kayak?
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of upper body right there.
It's not really because you're just coasting down the river for the most part, but it's fun.
We
Yeah.
never go against the river.
Yeah, nobody
Oh.
goes upriver.
Well,
So,
so it's good because
how many pounds are you down right now?
I didn't weigh in this week, but the clothes are still fitting pretty good. I mean, so far, I'm last time I checked, it was 45.
That's a lot.
I don't.
Even Janice said, she's like, "Bull looks good."
She didn't say that.
She did.
Oh well, thank you. I don't want to make it so much on just the number because there's certain like this week, like on every week of this DDP, they start off the week and he kind of gives you like some homework and some
Right.
motivational shit, and he's like,
Is it written homework?
well, like movies to watch, like
Okay.
and just some like motivational stuff.
Have you considered aggressively beating off as a form of exercise?
I've already tried that, and I've checked my heart rate with the Fitbit.
Did you?
It doesn't.
How high did you get up to?
120. I was really beating on it. I was really fucking
Like it
going
owed
for
you
it.
money?
Yeah. I was even like getting the legs in it. You know, sometimes you
I wonder
flex
if
the
you
legs.
could set that to find out how many repetitions.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's got to be a lot.
Well, if you use this hand, it depends on how hard you're stroking it. It might register it as a step.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
And what do you have a Fitbit on which hand?
So that
the
just threw
non-dominant.
up a number 10 on it as you shook your arm.
Yeah, because it's 9:10.
Oh,
That's
I
the
didn't
time.
see the 9. I just
Yeah.
saw the 10.
This is how many times I've jerked off.
But I
today.
wonder how many strokes
I don't
the
know.
average person takes to get to the end.
Is that like a Tootsie Roll Pop thing? Like
Yeah.
how many?
I have to say a couple hundred probably.
And I would think if you counted, it would kind of.
It would ruin it.
You know what? Next time, let me know, and I'll count them all.
You stand next to me with the clicker. You can do it.
yeah.
Like try to finish before a certain number.
Yeah, but no, I mean, he really wanted you to, you know, the person, I guess me, to focus on non-quantifiable gains, like how much more flexible you are.
I think she's been a little bit more down in the dumps this week since your foot hurt.
This week was bad. This was probably one of the first times that it was a combination of things: the weather, the injury. I'm just going through like a mental thing.
I know it did cheer you up the other day. Text wars.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But no, I'm doing better now. I'm doing better now that I'm here. I'm kind of in a good mood now that I'm here. But I didn't ever really ride a bike with a Bluetooth heart rate monitor. So I wanted to compare the calorie burn.
Right, to what they actually say.
No. From the elliptical in the 30 minutes.
Close?
Yeah, it was like only like a 10.
Which one was lower?
I think this was, but just because I started off easy.
At any moment, did you have a thought cross your mind to switch gears, make it easier?
No.
You just toughed it out.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, this was actually harder than the elliptical. I think because with the elliptical, you're using more of your arms too. So this was.
When are you going to add some weightlifting into the mix?
Probably when I'm within 20 pounds of where I want to be. Like when I get to about,
Okay.
you know.
One of the guys from jiu-jitsu today was sending me a message, and he's like, can I join this gym or can I join that gym? I said, just join the one next to Tri-State because that's where you're training. You're just going to walk next door. But he's like, but I don't have a partner. I'm like, who needs a partner? If you got to rely on a partner to go through your workouts, you're fucked.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that world, so I'll hit you or my buddy Matt up or Adam up about like weightlifting advice and stuff. But for me right now, like in the next week, I'm going to purchase a juicer. I've been researching
Talking about
that.
steroids?
No, I'm going to start supplementing some food with doing some.
So you're not taking any supplements right now?
No, I want to get the most out of my body before I add the supplements.
Okay.
I've read somewhere that that's a good idea to do that.
I've never heard that, but I take L-glutamine and creatine.
Well, no, what I mean is I want to try to get as far as I can without any supplementation, so that way when I add it, I have the effect of it.
Well, the L-glutamine prevents the muscle soreness.
Well, I deal with all kinds of pains.
No, I'm saying I'm not. We're talking
From
about
workout, from
workout.
specific workouts?
From workout, it gets rid of the lactic
Like
acid
acid?
in your muscles.
Yeah, that would be cool. What I typically
I feel like I got to pull this out of you
the
right now.
the juicing is really interesting. The stuff that I was reading, so I've been researching what kind of a juicer I should get. So
What kind are you looking at? The Ninja?
no, there's two different kinds. There's the centrifugal, and then versus the masticating. The masticating is slower.
Watch your mouth.
I know, right?
My wife masticates me all the time.
That one, well, that means chew. That you that
It took you a second?
yeah, it runs at a slower speed, but they say there's less oxidation, so the juices will last longer. So I could do a prep
What, are you
every 3 days.
storing the juice?
Yeah, you do like.
You just make it on the spot and drink it on the spot.
Well, no, I'm going to prep them. I'm going to do breakfast and lunch juice, and then I'm going to do.
Do you know how
a lot of
expensive
chicken
it
breast.
is to eat healthy?
Yes.
Zach
It's
Goebel,
fucking crazy.
Zach Goebel's wife is selling a juicer.
Oh, shit.
Is it a masticating or a centrifugal?
I have a feeling Zach doesn't know.
Zach, if you can post that, I will let him know.
Yeah,
We'll find
please.
out for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Zach was actually the guy who was in here playing guitar.
Welcome to Swap
Welcome to
Shop.
Swap Shop.
Oh, was it? Yeah, nice. Yeah, so
But to eat healthy, right? My
yeah,
kids and everybody in the house eats pretty healthy. If you look at our snacks, we don't have any crazy snacks. To buy fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
it's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of worth it.
No, you're absolutely worth it, but it's so hard to get off the rails, like when you get tight on money.
Yeah. This week is more about not focusing so much on weight numbers or this or that next thing. I want to really. I feel like I've been doing. So I'm in near the end of week 11. So I've almost been doing this for about 3 months now, and if I have to kind of ease up on the hard cardio, I feel that what I want to do is really tighten up or take the nutrition to the next level. So,
Why can't you do all that at once?
well, I can, but I'm just saying it's okay. I can still do cardio. There's things I can do.
Right.
But instead of just focusing on, okay, I can't do this or I can't do that, it's okay, that's fine. I feel that maybe if my nutrition is even tighter and even better, I won't have to exercise as hard.
Well, actually, it will make the exercising easier when you do it.
Oh,
hard.
probably will. But ultimately, this is so I live longer. I want to see my kid grow up. I don't want to drop dead.
I'm trying to find our text from the other day.
You're talking about insult wars.
Oh, this was a rough one this week.
Yeah, this was so. I don't know if women do this, but
If you were to,
if an outsider would have taken a look at some of these texts, because here's the thing with me and Chris, we have made multiple people on different occasions
very uncomfortable.
very uncomfortable with the degrees of
It's brutal.
savagery that we inflict on each other. I mean, I attribute it to the fact that we're dead inside.
Sometimes I just say something that's the fucking meanest fucking
I
thing
mean,
in the world,
nothing is off limits.
and I giggle to myself that it like, man, that's a real zinger.
Kids-
and it's going to hit them
Let's-
hard, but it's not going to get them upset.
Kids, marriages, health, finances,
Everything. Like, and
There-
Resp got caught up in the war with us.
Yeah, so we just started. It was like a 3-way dance. I
How
haven't.
did that start?
How did it start?
Yeah.
I
One
bu-
of you guys insulted me or something. Or no, you guys said we bought guns.
We bought guns. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
they're like, oh, we bought guns. And
It-
I'm like, yeah, well, I don't need guns because I'm tough. And it turned into like a comment about me not having any balls
my favorite.
and my wife not letting me buy a gun.
My
And then
favorite.
it turned into an insult fest at me for like about a minute. And then I was like, fuck that. I'm
My
going back.
favorite. And whenever any of us really hit each other with a good punch, there's almost always a gif of a nuclear bomb going on.
Yeah. Like there was.
Can Russ actually fit his fingers in the trigger?
We're not sure how. I think he was doing voice to text.
He has to.
Because there's no way those fat fucking fingers are fucking catching anything.
But my favorite line that I hit you with was probably, you have to check your balls out of Janice's purse like a library book.
But I continually smashed Rest.
There's nothing worse than a person that can dish it out but cannot take it.
Oh.
And it is a very rare find that you have
I
somebody
love when
that-
I meet somebody who can't take it.
Oh, because then you just hammer
Then I'm
them.
just going to fucking just abuse them.
But we decided that we should really lay this out, and we should probably do one of these on the air, like an insult fest.
We could get Todd to read it.
He could be the moderator.
He could be the moderator, and we could play Guess Who Said This.
We could do that, or we could just go.
Like, there was some vicious stuff.
We could go like line for line, and then just have him be the moderator.
You want me to pull it out?
Well, that would be a first time. You've got like 20 kids. We're starting already.
What day was that? Oh,
But-
here we go.
But do we want to have
No.
people call in and try to do this with us?
No, I don't
Or you
think
just
so.
we should do it
Maybe
like
just kind of share some of the mean things that have been said.
you can
over the
share.
past couple days.
You can share.
if I can find it. What night was that?
I have it right.
Oh,
now.
I got it. It was Friday. Because I was getting in trouble for getting yelled at every 2 seconds. Like, somebody called me a cuck boy.
I think that was Dave.
That was very
Rasp,
hurtful.
Rasp. Yeah.
One of them, what's the difference between Bullet and the L train?
I don't remember this one. What was
It
it?
says, all right, I got to go back to this. Hang on a second. I said, what's the difference between... Oh, Rest was trying to pull off of my train stuff I was saying.
Okay.
I said something about his wife being nicknamed Amtrak because everybody in town takes a ride.
Damn.
And,
Jesus Christ.
And then I followed up with every dude's got a trans pass and they ride all day.
Oh my God.
And then he said, what's the difference between Chris's wife and the L train? And said, nothing. They both drive through West Philly picking up black dudes.
Oh my God. I think I hit a line.
And then I corrected him. I'm like, you can't piggyback off my stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think it was all.
Oh, and you know, I didn't catch this one. He said, what's the difference between Bullet and the L train? I said, nothing. Same joke about my wife was about you.
Oh, that's hurtful.
And then you said the C word, which was hurtful.
What, I called you cunts?
You did. And then I said, what's the difference between Resp and an overweight homeless guy whose wife beats him?
My favorite thing was because there's all solid things.
And
There's
then
all
I just left it sit there.
There's all solid shit that we have on each other. So like with you, it's like the $50,000 car.
Right.
For Resp, it's that he's moved about 30 times, and like he with the gun safes.
Like I said to you, every time the kid says "Dad,"
Yeah.
there's a question mark at the end of it.
That's pretty hurtful. And I was like, was that directed at me?
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
couldn't tell if that was actually. At
I was
you.
like, holy shit, that's fucked up. But it's fun. I mean, if other people read it, like if other people came into that conversation, they would be literally horrified because we've made other people uncomfortable.
Somehow, Resp, you and I were going at it.
Yeah.
And Resp was
He
like,
jumped
well, I'm
in.
glad I'm not part of this. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Resp has to become part of this.
Yeah.
So then it turned into me and Resp going back and forth for like probably, an hour?
Yeah, I was watching
And then
the Hall of Fame.
Bullet sends his message. Bullet's actually not even in it, and that's when I threw the kid thing out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he was right back in it. But then all the texts wound up ending with, like, I love you guys, and I'm so glad I get to do this with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not an apology
It
in
was
any way,
Yeah.
which is great.
I'm looking over at all these shit. God damn.
Some of the shit was brutal.
Yeah, some of the shit was really fucking was really brutal.
But I'm that guy, like if I'm going to insult somebody, I'm going to say something pretty mean, right?
Yeah,
And if you were to meet all, like, my regular friends, like people I grew up with, like, if you can't say something funny or pick on your friends, there's no fucking point in being friends with those people. Would you say?
I agree.
I think one of the funny lines was you called yourself a big game hunter.
Who, me?
Yeah, you said Resp is still open game and I'm a big game hunter. And I said, I find it ironic the guy with no guns proclaiming himself to be a big game hunter, that he's hunting a guy with literally a fucking armory of guns.
I think Rest learned his lesson after a little while. Though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he's got to get back in it then.
No,
I never lose these things. And you know, what have you said?
he's a pretty.
You said it's like starting a slap fight with somebody,
Yeah, and you just don't stop.
and then it just keeps going.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't let that shit bother me because
I never have either.
I'm
Most of my friends are the same way.
I'm the kind of person that if I like you, I will fuck with you. If I don't like you, I won't even give you the time of day.
Like I was actually in Lancaster a few weeks ago, and I was for like a company trip,
Yeah.
and we had customers with us, and one of my guys was just insulting me all through dinner. Right?
What's that about?
It's like the first time we got to hang out, and he comes over to me like 10 minutes later. He's like, just fuck with me. I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm like, why wouldn't I think you weren't fucking with me? Like, we're obviously friendly with each other, like, and you're fucking with me out of nowhere for no reason. Like,
Maybe it was the butter knife against his throat.
no, but if you can't insult somebody and still be friends, there's no point in hanging out with that
There's
person.
only one problem, though. The only problem with insult fests is you're bound to come around people that you don't know that see you getting fucked with by your friends and think that it's open season.
Yeah, they think it's okay. That's
And
when you set that dude straight.
That's
right
when you got to
away.
be like, yo,
Yo, bro.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but I'll take you outside and pistol whip you.
Two things I can't stand about people. People who have the inability to be witty and have smart comebacks,
Yeah.
and people who don't have a sense of humor.
There's one
Like, everybody knows somebody who doesn't have a sense of humor, right?
there's one thing that I really don't like about people.
What?
People.
But have you ever met
People.
somebody who doesn't have a sense of humor?
Yeah,
Who? Who were you going to say?
my boss's boss, but he does have a sense of humor. He's kind of
He probably just didn't have one with you.
No, he's actually my boss's boss isn't that bad of a dude.
All right, we're not going to spend 10 minutes on the boss's
I'm
boss.
not gonna talk
All right.
about him.
All right, I
Fucking
just had
fire
to
me.
slow you down.
We're going to spend 10 minutes on the boss.
You know who doesn't
boss,
have a, you know who
boss.
doesn't have a sense of humor?
Who?
The IT guy
That guy?
at my job.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that guy.
No, my IT.
Because our IT guy's pretty good.
Yeah, well, you know what?
This guy produces.
I gotta. You know what? Let's just take a break here for a second.
You know, a little cheer to this guy.
You know what I'm saying? Todd's really like.
We eventually, at first when we had him on the show,
I just had him on as like,
I was like, you know what? I feel sorry for the guy.
he's like your retarded kid brother.
Let's give him something. Yeah.
Kid brother.
Brothers.
Kid brother. Wherever Chris goes,
So we got
he
him.
goes.
So we got him on the show, and first night of producing, a little rough, right?
A little.
Fucking a little rough, very rough.
All right, let's just stop sucking his dick. He's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job. but I have a few people I know that have just no sense of humor, and when I find out that somebody has no sense of humor, it just makes me just hammer him with stuff even more to see how far I can push the envelope.
Yeah?
Lex
Yeah.
says he doesn't have a sense of humor. He's got a sense of humor.
No, Lex is right. He doesn't.
Who doesn't have a sense of
Lex.
humor?
Lex.
Luscious Lex Ludlow?
Triple L.
Triple L?
He's fighting on. Is he fighting on the next card? Tell him to respond yes or no.
Is he-
Lex, are you fighting on the next card? Actually, you already heard that from those two, so no sense.
He's
saying that
producing.
again.
Or is your pussy hurting?
Oh shit.
That's right. I said
Actually,
that.
Lex has a pretty good sense of humor, but there's people I know that have no sense of humor.
Yo, do you think if he's cutting weight, he shaves about like that 3 pounds of body hair he's got on? Like
I thought he fought in a sweater.
he's half gorilla.
I thought he was fighting in a sweater.
Jesus Christ. He better never go to the zoo. They'll throw his ass
It's
right
like
in
a
the
hair
cage.
You know
vest.
what? I'll show that picture up that's he's in. He's
Lex
that
is
guy
wearing-
in the back.
Lex is wearing a hair vest. The only thing it's missing is buttons on the front.
Jesus Christ.
If he were to glue buttons to his skin,
Either that or just shave circles
You'd
so
be
it
like-
looks like a button.
you'd be like,
he's
shit.
not fighting next.
You'd be like, shit, that dude's wearing a sweater.
He's not.
No.
We should talk about some fight news because we got a lot of shit to
We
talk
should.
about.
Before we do that, though,
You got something special?
well, let's see what our time is.
Well, we got Nick coming on.
Yeah, we got Nick coming on.
Like
So-
5 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes. I just real fast before. Is it ever okay to be in a bad mood? Because me personally, sometimes you're in a bad mood.
I enjoy being in a bad
it
mood.
feels kind of good, doesn't it?
I don't enjoy being in a bad mood. I enjoy unleashing my bad mood.
I like being in a bad mood, like when you're not like you'll tell people like, yeah, man, I'm kind of in a bad mood, but like sometimes you'll be like, I'm in a bad fucking mood.
Yeah, when I'm that guy, like if I'm in a bad mood about something, it's not going to let me affect how I interact with you.
Oh, it does for me.
Like if I'm in a bad mood and you come up to me like, hey, dude, what's going on? I'm not going to be pissed off at you, and I'm not going to say, hey, dude, don't fuck with me right now. I will be 100% cordial, 100% friendly.
Mhm.
I'll try to entertain myself. But if somebody comes up to me at the wrong situation and I'm in a bad mood,
yeah,
I'm going to unleash.
I play act a lot because it's basically like if I told people the real dark shit that's in my head, they'd probably.
I
be
told you
really
about the
worried
lady I
me.
yelled at the supermarket, right?
You always yell at ladies, though. You're a big
fucking
bully.
lady, we're in line.
You're a big bully.
I'm having a bad day, right?
Big bully.
I'm in line. Lady in front of me is so annoyed that the chick behind the counter is fucking slow.
Did you jujitsu her?
Nah, I wanted to. It's an old lady. Dark hair. Like, you can tell she clearly dyed it. She's fucking wrinkles everywhere. You know, that fucking vagina is just fucking all just crusty and dry. Just she hasn't had any in a long time, right? She's aggravated.
I think you're projecting a little
No,
bit here.
I could tell. I gave her the ocular pat down.
You did?
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ.
she turns to me and she goes, you fucking believe this shit? This chick's taking so long? And I look at her and I go, lady, I don't give a fuck what your fucking problem is today.
Wow.
I said, I'm already having a bad day and you're trying to drag me into your fucking shit.
Why do you got to be
So I don't
like
give
that?
a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I said, this girl's obviously new.
Do you think some of it might be like misplaced anger?
I don't think so.
I think you.
No, I placed it. It was placed.
Place it right in her wrinkly
Yeah.
vagina?
I was having a bad day at work. And normally I don't explode on somebody, but this lady's just trying to drag me into her shit.
So you're saying you exploded in her wrinkly vagina?
I unwrinkled it with so much explosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Lex said he's fighting in Octoberish.
Octoberish.
I'm not exactly.
Well, you know what? That's
It's
probably
Octoberish.
that's perfect because normally this time of year it's super hot for him with that sweater on. So October it's a little bit more cool out. He's gonna be a little more relaxed.
Maybe Kong will be on fucking VOD that can tie it in. That fucking baby gorilla looking bastard.
Let's talk about some fight news, and then we're gonna get our boy Nick on the phone. Or on FaceTime, actually.
Lex has a fight sweater. It's made of human hair. Hairy son of a bitch.
chest. He's so hairy.
You can't see his balls. It probably looks like an
Dude,
Probably looks like a fucking
you put him in a fucking bathing suit on the beach, he looks like he's got Chewbacca in a leg lock.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hair everywhere.
How long do you think it takes to dry that?
Oh, dude, I don't think he even uses a towel. He probably just shakes it out. You think he styles it?
He's like a baby Wookiee.
Like, who was it, Kimbo? He should start doing a Kimbo Slice thing.
Oh my God.
Like shaving the hair.
Yeah, shave it. Like do like a design with it. But you know what? He pulls decent trim in.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it.
I have seen it as well. We're actually getting Nick on the horn.
What's that beeping all about?
He's not available for FaceTime right now.
Oh, Nick.
Oh shit, you son of a...
Did he say no? Like, did he refuse it?
Tell you what, I'm going to mute your mic until it's up. Because we don't need to be hearing the beep, beep, beep. So anyway, it's fight
I
news.
told him exactly what time. Exactly.
Hey man, this train doesn't stop for anybody.
Huh?
This train doesn't stop for anybody. So what we're
That's
going to do is while we're waiting for Nick
I'll give him another 30 seconds.
That
was my Christopher Walken, though. Exactly.
Grinups.
All right, I sent him a text. Says, answer FaceTime. You did that the other day, too. You're like, hey, dude, you're like, I'm ready to FaceTime you now. You didn't do anything. And then we FaceTimed you, and you fucking still didn't do anything.
I was jerking off.
Were you?
No, I was playing music probably. Playing bass.
But you literally texted me and said, I'm texting you, I'm FaceTiming you right now.
Yeah, I didn't get his first couple of requests.
He said he didn't receive anything, Todd.
See, I told you, same shit.
Let's make sure you have the right number here.
You have one job, Todd.
One job for this guy. This number right here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, while we're sorting out our
we're
bullshit,
back.
let's talk about a couple things here in the world of fight news.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give him 10 seconds here.
You know what? I take back all that nice shit that we said earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it was given to me wrong.
He was, no,
Yeah,
I read it correctly.
I
read
believe it was given
right
to you
off it.
correctly.
Yeah. I only read shit correctly.
I mean, come on, man.
There's never been a time I haven't read
This
something
man's
correctly.
a fucking salesman. You think
Professional.
You think he reads numbers
Numbers
wrong
are
every day?
my fucking business.
His goddamn life's blood. And
Numbers. Business. Lifeblood.
Here's a number for you. 1, as in one more fucking chance before you're fired. Is Mr. Nick Grinups
You
there?
spin him around so we can see him.
Hello, sir.
Oh, shit. Nick's drinking? Oh, look. Check out this motherfucker.
You know what that is?
What's up?
It's probably
Turn him up a little bit more.
It's probably bottled vagina juice from all the women
You got
that
to
he's
patch him in
slaying.
on the other thing.
From
you
all the
gobby.
broads that he's slaying.
On Facebook.
It's in there.
It's in there?
Oh, man.
Hey, Joey, it's in there. So we got Nick Grinups with us. Nick is our friend of the show. He works for SureDog. He's an independent writer. What was your new article you just had on SureDog?
It's a prospect watch piece.
Okay.
Jose Torres.
Jose Torres?
He had the badass. He had that badass. Titan
Yeah,
FC
what's up
thing
with
on
the
his-
chopper?
on his bike?
Dude, I don't know. That's the picture they chose.
Oh, he sent you the picture?
No, that's the one that SureDog chose.
Oh, okay.
Before they ran it.
So tell us a little bit about him real quick, since you wrote the article.
So he, so pretty much most interesting about him, he had 26 amateur fights.
God damn,
Holy shit.
that's a lot of
he's
amateur
25
fights.
and 1. He did like.
Who's
the
he fight
amateur
for right now?
Titan.
Titan FC.
Okay, well, Titan FC's a pretty good...
For sure. He's a champ at 25 there, and he's bumping up to 35 to fight next.
Okay.
So he's 24. He's young. He's training at
That's a lot of fights for a dude who's 24. Don't you think?
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, he took like the amateur boxing approach to get a lot of fights before he went pro. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting yelled at for cutting you off.
Yeah, he was cutting you
Oh,
off.
I was getting
okay.
reprimanded.
You were getting Sometimes he's got to rein it in.
It's a second delay behind
Yeah.
from there to here.
So he's Titan FC that's on UFC Fight Pass, is it not?
it is.
So he's getting a lot of world exposure there.
So
And-
Yeah, he really is. He's I think he's like 1 or 2 fights away from going to the UFC.
and you said he's a 125er moving up to 135?
Yeah, I think he's going to be 25. Once he gets to the UFC, but he's bumping up to challenge himself, going for the belt. So it's
All
pretty
right,
impressive
sweet.
for what he's doing.
All right, so if you guys get a chance, go on SureDog and check out Nick's article.
yeah.
Nick is also a comedian. Where can we find you in the next few weeks?
So I have two things next week. On Friday, I'll be in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I'll be in Quakertown.
Oh,
so two random places, but yeah, it should be fun. I'll send you the stuff after the show if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to post it.
My brother lives in
Yeah.
Quakertown. Maybe I'll go
Maybe
up
we
to
should
that.
make a Quakertown trip.
Heckle him.
We'll just throw shit at
This
Nick.
guy sucks.
So we're gonna chat a little bit about Bellator, UFC. I don't know. Do you follow WWE at all?
Not really, no.
I
But if
have-
you want to get into it,
Yeah, I haven't watched it in forever.
You know what? I saw that fucking grin that he had there. I saw that fucking
Well,
grin
what-
that he
what
had
is his
when he
name?
was what?
Nick Grinups.
Yeah, it's true.
Of course he's gonna grin.
There you
Fuck
go.
it. It's kind of the namesake.
Is that your stage name or is that your real name?
no, that's my real name.
All right. What's your stage name?
Nick Grinups.
Pussy Crusher. P Crusher.
Buster Hyman.
Buster Hyman.
So what were we gonna talk about? Bellator. Rampage versus fucking King Mo.
Can I just say one thing? Someone's got to put Rampage on a suicide watch. What the fuck?
He was like 245 for this fight.
He was he was heavier than that. He
Was it a heavyweight fight?
253.
He was 253.
It was a heavyweight fight, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why I keep looking at Nick.
But-
'cause I guess Nick can see me, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I can see you.
King Mo was 212. He just didn't do the weight cut.
So that's his normal walking around weight. He didn't.
Yeah.
Well, he was
So
training
he's not
obviously.
a very big 205er then, like the guy who cuts down. To
He
205.
was just picking up Rampage and smacking him on the mat. He pretty much did whatever he had to do. And some people were complaining like, "Oh, he didn't finish him."
Rampage is tough,
He was 45 pounds more.
and he's tossing him around. I
King
didn't
Mo-
get to watch the fight at all.
And the thing,
Yeah. I mean, Rampage had a good strategy, though. He kept backing up against the cage.
Yes.
So the takedowns were hard. I mean, I don't know. I think Rampage is kind of...
he's done.
Yeah, he's got.
Well,
to be done.
he-
but his thing is wrestling too, right?
But-
Isn't that his like?
Well, that was his
main
base.
thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing with the interesting thing about Rampage is this: is that he's fulfilled his contract, his obligations to Bellator, but now he's under contract with the UFC.
Yeah.
Back
So
in the
it's-
UFC.
Well, he signed a contract with the UFC. He had one fight, but they said, no. The lawyers came and said, no, this motherfucker has to fulfill his obligation. That didn't make his UFC contract null and void. It kind of suspended it. So he's either fighting for the UFC or he ain't fucking fighting
So
anywhere.
who do you put him against in the UFC? Because
Heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about like a veterans division, like
Yeah.
over 35 division.
I don't know, man, but like leading up to the interviews, the press for this Bellator fight, he just seemed in a very negative space. He said he regretted ever fighting.
Ever fighting?
Ever. He said he's not close with his family. He should have just stuck in the family business and done construction. That he's
They
been
would have made any money in construction.
He said he's been fucked out of millions of money. But the thing about Rampage is, if you look at his career, he's always been a guy that he's always been excuses. It was when he fought Rampage Vanderlei the first time. Oh, it was Oyama's fault. I was rolling with jiu-jitsu guys. But now he's with Juanito, so he wins the UFC belt. Oh, well, Juanito was charging all this money, blah 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 blah. So then he was blaming all his shit on them. And then he was blaming all of his shit on Dana. And then he was blaming all of his shit on Scott Coker. The thing about Scott Coker is nobody's ever had anything bad to say about Scott Coker.
Dude,
And
Scott Coker's totally turned around the fucking
in fact,
viewership.
I just read that Bellator is averaging 993,000 viewers per event in 2017, and their viewership has gone up
That's
26,
huge. Almost 1 million every week.
26% since last year. So why wouldn't they do a pay-per-view in MSG? Now, granted, the MSG card, the main event, is atrocious. I have no interest in ever seeing Chael Sonnen fight again because
I have no interest in paying for a pay-per-view on Bellator for some reason.
I would if it was headlined by Michael Chandler and he was fighting somebody.
Maybe it would have to be a stacked card. None of those bullshit fights like Shamrock versus
Yeah, but
Gracie.
I don't think Chandler alone can sell a pay-per-view.
No, but I'm
No,
saying
that dude should be in the UFC.
But what I mean is that Bellator has a very interesting model to where they recognize that they do some of the more entertainment-based fights on name values, and they're kind of
yeah,
drawing
they're
you
aware
in.
of who they are.
But they have a crop of talent that is theirs, and if you look at it like homegrown talent, like the Pitbull brothers,
Yeah.
the Caveman, Rickles,
I like the caveman.
they've got Chandler, they've got you've got Michael Venom Page, you've Anastasia Yankova, they've got a core group of talent that they're developing that I think the main difference in the business model between Bellator and UFC, and Nick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel Bellator is more about promoting the fighter and the sport, where the UFC is more about promoting the brand of UFC.
Well, yeah, I think especially now with the new owners, I think they're more concerned, obviously.
They're trying to recoup the $4 billion.
No, seriously, that's what it is. That's what they're trying to do. But even Bellator, I think with the pay-per-view point, if they would have made it free, I think they could have broke maybe a lot of records for just for viewage. I think they could have done well, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting that they're going to do pay-per-view. I hope it does well. I want Bellator to do really good. I love it. So
speaking of pay-per-views, it's going to be on iPay-per-view. The Ryzen. The next Ryzen,
I like Ryzen.
The next Ryzen card is going to be on iPay-per-view. They're partnering with Fight, F-I-T.
Is Kron Gracie on that card?
I don't know, but it's F-I-T-E, the Fight app. I use them a lot for a lot of pro wrestling iPay-per-views, and basically you can cast it to your Chromecast or Xbox or Roku or Apple TV, a lot of devices. I've never had a problem with Fight app. They always... I always get what I pay for. I don't have a problem with any delays or lags or kicking me out. So anybody that's kind of leery with, I don't know, I've never done iPay-per-view.
At some point,
check
all
them
the
out.
technology is going to be streaming anyway.
Well, everything is, yeah.
Right, and you're just going to be selecting whatever it is. You mentioned how big Ryan Bader looked when he came in the ring.
He looked fucking
Huge.
gigantic.
Huge.
He looked gigantic.
I mean, even with shoes on, shoes were going to add what an inch? He looked like he was like 4 or
And the
5
other thing
inches
is-
big's How big's King Mo? How tall is he?
He's not very tall.
I think he's
5'11"?
6 foot.
Is he 6 foot?
5'11",
Yeah.
Bader's what, 6'3"?
Here's the thing you got to remember about Ryan Bader, though.
He's a big dude.
He's coming off a win streak, and he actually had a win over the Bellator light heavyweight champion. And that's the other thing.
Who is the Bellator light heavyweight champion?
Phil Davis.
Phil Davis.
Oh, shit.
But that's the other thing. You have a crop of talent. I mean,
You have guys migrating over.
Lawrence Larkin went over there, and he said a big part of that was respect. The whole entire thing about the UFC is their business model. Bellator doesn't need to be number one for the UFC to look bad. The UFC's whole business model is basically, we are the pinnacle of the sport. But if you're starting to get a lot of guys that are in top 5, top 10 positions to where they're not there, it's going to start looking bad for UFC. I mean,
a lot of this started with the Reebok deal.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you've already seen Dana White go, well, I gotta let Conor fight Floyd. Because
we got to touch on that as well at some point.
my opinion is it's going to be horrible for the sport of MMA, because to the casual fan, I mean, Floyd's going to sun him. Floyd is going to embarrass him.
I still don't feel like that's going to happen.
You don't know what you're talking about then.
I don't like your attitude.
It's not an attitude. It's
It's
a
an
fact.
attitude.
Do you think Conor McGregor is a better boxer
I
than
never said he was a
Canelo
better
Alvarez?
boxer.
What do you think, Nick? Do you think?
No, I mean,
Do you think he's a better boxer than Miguel Cotto?
I didn't say he was a better boxer.
Okay, then how in the hell?
I have a feeling he might hit a little harder than those guys.
You can't. It doesn't look. A B-52 is going to
You only
fucking
need one
drop
good
some
shot.
serious-
Hey guys, I believe you asked Nick 2 questions that he's not been able to answer.
Yeah, you're interrupting Nick.
Oh well, I'm sorry. You know what?
Nick, he's interrupting you. What the fuck?
Hey, rude.
Rude. Nick's grinned down now.
I know.
No.
I know. Do you really? Don't you think Floyd's going to embarrass him?
He should. Without a doubt, he should.
I agree. He should.
He will.
But
He's
I
charmed.
hope. I would
That
love for a
Irishman's
nice
charmed.
straight left hand.
Oh,
Wobble
that'd be
him a little
fucking
bit
awesome.
First and see what happens.
Let me tell you, it doesn't matter if Conor McGregor gets embarrassed, because guess what? He's going to be making more money
lots of money.
in this one fight.
You could be done forever.
Yeah.
Rich as shit.
I mean, and he's getting paid U.S. dollars, and
He's not getting that foreign shit?
he's living in Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he live in Vegas now?
No.
Probably has a house there. He probably has like something.
Yeah,
there.
he's definitely got a house there.
But he'd be the richest man in Ireland, probably.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
I mean, good for him too, man. He's a guy that's
yeah.
But we see a lot of guys, back to your original point, like guys migrating from UFC
yeah.
to Bellator.
They're testing
and
free
at some
agency.
point, it might be like with the NBA and what was the other one? ABA back in the 70s, where you had 2 gigantic basketball leagues. Eventually, they merged. Maybe
I hope so.
Maybe at some point it's Bellator that comes out on
Do you
top.
think it's a good thing for the sport that there's going to be? Competition's
definitely
good for
do.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many fighters out there. You know, I mean, you look at the NFL. There's 32 teams. You know, other 32 teams, there's that many players.
Yeah.
In the MMA, there's only the UFC. I don't know. I think the more competition, the better, especially if there's 2 or 3. I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think.
Who would be behind Bellator? Is it Ryzen or ONE FC?
In terms of size?
Of success.
I think ONE FC is definitely up there, but their market is mostly Asia.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
pretty
of
much all of
There's
it.
a shitload of Asians out there.
That's a big
Yeah.
fucking territory.
That's what Rizen's kind of trying to do, too.
Yeah, Ryzen to me though seems more like a nostalgia thing. Like they're trying to do the Pride nostalgia
Oh,
gimmick.
without a doubt.
I mean, the
Without a doubt.
music, the gloves, the presentation. Pride was a product of its time. I know this is a horrible analogy because you guys don't really follow, but there have been so many wrestling promotions that have tried to capture what ECW was and tried to do that, but ECW was a perfect product of its time. ECW couldn't be ECW now.
Yeah, you can't bring it back.
You can't bring it back. So Pride was a product of its time and everything that was around it at the time. So
is Ryzen or ONE FC the third place?
oh, without a doubt, it's ONE FC. Ryzen
Yeah.
has had like a handful
Who's
of
got the
events.
better talent?
ONE FC.
Okay, but Ryzen is the bigger.
No, Ryzen's not bigger.
Okay.
Ryzen's in its infancy right now.
All right, well that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
question.
ONE FC is.
Can a guy ask a question?
Yeah, ONE FC is. They actually have some good events, but the problem is that a lot of these fighters don't have the name recognition. Actually, their vice president is Rich Ace Franklin.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with Rich Frank.
No, he knows the
No.
sport. He's got relationships with fighters. You know, he knows how to run.
He's good with math.
He is. He's a math guy. He's
he
a
is-
math teacher.
He is a good math guy.
And we got a lot of fights in the next 2 weeks, like next 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, we got one this weekend.
I don't even know who's on the card this weekend. I know Cormier versus Rumble Johnson.
That's all you need to know.
Let's. Todd's got the list.
I do.
Oh, he's not producing. He doesn't have the
I
list.
know.
Oh, it's actually on
and-
the screen.
Just to let you know,
Oh shit.
Daniel Cormier,
Where?
You'll
right in
see
the
it.
corner. Daniel Cormier is
Gonna be right
actually
between
a huge professional wrestling fan.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Well-
go with my man.
Or no, we're gonna start from the
geez.
feet.
Where
Where,
do
you
you
going?
wanna
You
start?
can't just go right to the tits.
I go titties down.
No, you go feet
No.
up.
Tweak them nipples. You dial in the radio station, and then you fucking
Everything
go
else
with it.
loosens up.
Yeah.
Is that your technique?
That's the technique,
Is
man.
it 2 hands every time?
You dial in the station. One's like the bigger dial, and one you
Do you
fine
make
tune
the
it.
little noise like you're like? Do you wet the fingers first?
Sometimes you do this action. I mean, look, I'm a bass player. Look at this action. Look at that. Look at that.
Nick, did you see that? It's
See that
amazing.
action?
It's
Impressive.
fucking amazing.
Look at
You
that.
should see it in person.
All night.
How do you do it?
All night. Right there.
How do you do it?
Right there.
All right, I'm going to skip the.
Look at that.
All right, he's
I'm
gonna
gonna skip
he's
the
gonna throw
prelims.
us some like, and you know what I think we're gonna do here is we're gonna bet on these.
I'm going
Right, we're gonna make it worth a little bit of money.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to skip the UFC Fight Pass prelims.
Okay, but here's the thing. Let's get this out. So let's say I bet and I lose 3 beers, right?
Oh, we're not betting money?
No.
Pussy.
Let's say I bet and I lose 3 beers to Nick. Before the next show starts, I have to drink the 3 beers right before the show starts
Okay.
in a row
On camera.
on camera. It doesn't have to be on camera. It might take me a few minutes. I might have to do a beer bong.
All right. I'm in.
You've never done a beer bong?
No.
Whoa.
I don't drink beer.
What do you?
Do you know what a beer bong
whiskey?
is?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I didn't drink at all until I was 32.
We got to get Bullet to do a beer bong on the show.
No,
Yeah.
I don't drink beer. I won't drink it.
You will.
I won't.
You will.
I won't.
Because we're betting beers right now.
Okay.
You know
I'll
what
do
I
it.
see happening with that? Don't you give up on me, Chris.
Yeah, I see Bullet having it. I see a Bullet episode.
Was that funny?
All right, who's on the bottom of the fight card?
Cummins versus Blackowitz.
Patrick
I know.
Cummins versus Blackowitz?
Patrick Cummins was the guy whose big claim to
No, I
fame
know
was
who he
that
is.
that
I don't know who the other guy is.
He's got a good beard.
Let me say.
His name is Blackowitz too. That's a
Dude
pretty
should-
gangster
he should
name.
win right on beard
Nick,
rights
do you know
alone.
anything about Blackowitz?
I think he's a Polish dude. I think
Yeah,
he's
he
like
sounds Polish.
19-6. So he's half decent. I mean, I like Cummings.
Are you looking at stats right now? I feel like you're looking at stats off to the side.
I think he is. He's
No,
trying to
no,
sound more
no.
intelligent.
No.
That's what
All
it
right,
is.
so who do you got?
I don't
You
like
going
Cummins.
Patrick Cummins?
No, Cummins.
You
has
going
never,
Blackowitz?
Blackowitz.
You got
Cummins,
Blackowitz?
Cummins has never done
I'm gonna
anything
go
to
Cummins.
impress me.
I'm going to go Cummings as well.
Well,
Going Cummins as
Half
well.
a beer.
I'm going to be coming when y'all fucking have to be drinking beer.
Half a
'cause
beer.
like a jerks.
Half a
that.
beer on
This is
that.
where I butcher names, Nick. Borgos versus Rosa.
I don't know either one of these guys.
I'm gonna go with El Rojo.
I'm gonna go with El Rojo as well because I can say that one.
All right, well, I'll
He's
go.
not fighting. It's
I'll
Rosa.
go Burgos.
It's Rosa versus
No, it's El Rojo.
Yeah. who-
El Rojo.
Rosa
Say the other name again.
Borgos.
El
How do you spell
Borgos.
it? Borges.
El Rojo.
Borges.
Borges. I'm gonna go with
That means
Rosa.
the red.
Give me another fight. Give me some names I know. Is there nobody on this pay-per-view that I fucking know?
I guess the headliner for that is Jury versus
Oh, we're on the undercard still?
De La Torre.
He is the worst. He's worse than I am with saying names.
Miles Jury hasn't fought in a while.
No, he hasn't. He was a prospect though.
Is that who he's fighting?
He's fighting De La Soul, that band from the 80s.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Is who was it? Who are the two guys?
Jury versus De La Torre.
I'm gonna go with Jury. Jury's pretty
The
solid.
teammate of Wilson Hayes.
Yeah, definitely got to go with him then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me
Alliance.
some names we know.
All right, so
Is this a pay-per-view worth buying? That's the question.
It's questionable. No. All right, the first fight on the pay-per-view is Brooks versus Oliveira.
Phil Brooks. Phil Brooks?
Is it Phil Brooks?
Will Brooks.
Will Brooks.
Ill Will.
It's his cousin.
Ill Will Brooks, who is coming off a loss, the first loss in a long time Bellator
I like
champion.
Will Brooks though.
I do. He's going. Is it Charles Oliveira?
Yep.
Yep.
It is.
Oliveira's
See,
a tough dude.
He's so inconsistent, though. I mean, some fights he looks like an absolute wizard on the ground, where he just gets it and locks it up, and it's over. That's a wrap.
What is that? 125? 135?
No, it's 145 or 155.
I don't know.
Because Will Brooks was
I like Oliveira. Though.
Will Brooks
I'm gonna go with Oliveira.
was the Bellator champion. He
As
beat
am
Michael
I.
Chandler and then dropped the
Yeah.
title and left.
I'm going with Oliveira.
You know what? I'm going to go with Brooks on this one. I think Brooks is very well rounded. He's an excellent wrestler, got a great base. I think, there's always the chance that Oliveira can catch him in
He
something
doesn't have
early.
the hands.
His stand up is pretty good actually, and he's he's very long and
Oliveira's
tall.
pretty solid on his feet.
He's solid, but I think Will Brooks has the power, and he also, as a wrestling base, has the ability to dictate where he wants this fight. I think Will Brooks is going to take it and dominate.
I got Brooks. Think about decision.
He's got something to prove, especially coming off of a loss.
I'm going to go another half a beer. And you remember how this last time we did all the bets?
Yeah.
I nailed every one of them.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't. That's
Prove
all
it. So all right, so I got Oliveira. You
So-
guys got Brooks.
Yeah.
So do I. I got Oliveira.
You got Oliveira as well.
Uh-huh.
It's a split decision right now.
So the next fight is actually what you think of as the Masters division. It's Alves, Tiago versus Patrick Cote.
What's his first name?
Isn't it Tiago?
Tiago Alves,
He said Tiago.
Pitbull Alves.
Versus
Patrick Cote.
Wow.
So
What-
I don't want to see either one of them ever fight for a title.
What
but
weight?
I enjoy
yeah,
watching both
is that
of them fight.
170 or 185?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because, Patrick
Cote's a big dude.
Cote's fought at multiple weight classes, and then Alves,
Alves has always been a 170.
70,
right?
yeah, he fought George St. Pierre.
Didn't he have a 155 recently though?
He's
he cut
been
down again.
He's cut down to 155.
Yeah, he missed weight. He missed weight at 55.
Yeah, he shot for 155.
Yeah.
Didn't
He-
make it.
Yeah, he's a big kid, but he had some health issues. He had some issues with his brain, and UFC paid for that surgery. So
I got
he
the brain
disappeared for a
condition.
little bit. Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
look,
a tough fight.
look,
I mean,
the-
Cote's a big dude. I think he's probably close to 6 foot, isn't he?
Cote's a veteran. They're both veterans, but here's the difference. The difference is that Tiago Alves has power in both hands and both feet, and
But
he
Cote's got a chin.
yeah, but he's got a lot of miles on him, and we've all seen
They're
over.
probably close in age.
I'm not talking age. I'm talking miles.
I think they both have similar fight records as well.
Not the kind of fights though. Patrick Cote has had many fights where he's
He's got a lot of wars.
He's a lot of wars. I mean, Alves rather, he doesn't have those kind of fights.
They almost have the same exact record:
Yeah.
26-11 and 24-10.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the type of fights, not the number of fights, is the big difference.
Alves has had some wars.
Not
And usually when it's a lopsided fight, he's just on the beating end
he's
of it.
beating
for a while.
people down. I really think that
He's fought, I think, some higher names. Like
who they both fought for titles.
no, they both fought for titles. But I think if you look at the record of both of those guys, probably Alves has the bigger names on his list.
Maybe I think they're comparable. I mean, Cote's
Who
been
do
in
you
there
got?
with, and Anderson Silva. Cote's been in there with.
Yeah, who do you got?
Oh, I'm going to go with Alves.
I got the Predator.
But you know what? It all depends. Like I'm going to reserve my judgment. If he comes in
There's
on
no
weight,
reservations. You got to say that shit now.
I'm going to go with Alves.
I'm going to wait till the end of the fight to make my judgment.
Cote.
Really?
I'm going with Cote as well. I'm with Nick.
Cote.
I think he's
Cote.
big. He's big.
He's a big dude
Yeah.
to fight Alves. I'm going to go with Nick as well, and Todd's with Nick.
The thing about
We're Team Nick right
the
now.
thing about Cote is that he's not he's
inconsistent.
He's never really struck me as a guy who's very fast.
All right, I'm going to change my pick. Just kidding. It's
Ah, fuck Bullet.
What do I know? I'm just
All right, so who's the next fight on the card?
Next fight, Cynthia Calvillo versus Pearl Gonzales.
Pass. Pass.
4-0 and 6-1. Yeah, but
Why are they fucking with
that
such
high?
a low record? Like, why are
and
they?
that high on the card?
They're just like forcing them into the card.
Mhm. They're trying.
Yeah, like if they're two skilled women with a high level of fighting ability, you put them on the main card.
what are they doing on the card? What are they making sandwiches?
They're filling the card up. I mean, they're trying to do the quota. Like if you could watch the Star Wars movie, right? The Star Wars movies all be whatever. New Star Wars movies have everybody of every ethnicity. That's what they're doing. They're trying to like work the fucking people into it. I'm talking about race. I'm talking about the ladies fight, the women's fight.
Where
Think about it.
Where was this?
Like if you had two guys who were 4-1 and another guy who was 3-1, they're not going to put them on the main event,
no.
right? They're forcing it into the main card.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, based on fight record alone, whether they're male or female, they should be on the undercard.
How do these broads look? That's the real question.
One is just a silhouette of a person, so I don't.
Which is
know.
ideal for you.
That's all you need.
I've done worse.
And then Pearl's kind of cute.
Oh, I'm not trusting your opinion. You've been married
So-
for 80 years.
But I don't think they're basing it off of looks anymore.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Who's the chick that just lost to Ronda Rousey? She was talking shit, said something about her dad dying.
Oh,
Real rough looking.
Betch
broad.
Kohea.
Who did she just fight?
She got a nice butt though.
Who did she just fight?
And she just won the last fight.
Yeah, who did she fight though? Because neither one of them was easy on the eyes.
Yeah, but look how they push Paige Van Zandt.
I haven't seen much about Paige Van Zandt in a while.
It's because she lost her last fight, but they were talking about her like she was the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's like,
Right, but we're talking about these two that are put on the card right now.
I'm talking that generally speaking, and women's MMA, women that look the part get pushed more so than women that don't.
But we're talking about why these two are on the card.
Probably because one of them's hot as fuck.
Todd, is she hot as fuck?
Her silhouette looks great.
Which is good for you.
What do you mean good for me? Good for me how?
You know,
Please
just
explain that.
There was one night we were out, and he's like, "What do you think of that chick?" I'm like, "It's good for you."
Well,
He's just totally
You
insulted.
can put that silhouette on anybody, right?
you know what good for Chris
Actually,
means?
Pearl Gonzales isn't bad.
Let me see.
bad.
Let me see.
No,
Let
you
me.
don't deserve it.
Oh, well, fuck you. I've got my own smartphone. I'll look.
Who's on the next fight?
This one's actually pretty good. Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi.
Ooh,
That's a great fight.
Musasi's talking some shit on us, right?
Now, you know what's so laid back about Mousasi? He doesn't even have a nickname. That's how laid back he is.
What's Weedman's nickname?
The All-American.
Oh, that's right. He does have a nickname.
That's the dumb nickname.
But I don't. When I look at the two of those guys, I don't think they're in the same weight class. Like mentally in my head, I'm like, I don't see two guys that are the same size.
She's not
Yeah,
bad
I'm
at
excited
all.
for that fight.
She's not
I
bad
love
at
that
all.
fight.
She's cute.
You're cutting Nick off.
Sorry, she got a lot of belts. She got a lot of titles. This Pearl Gonzales
So,
chick.
Nick, when you see those two guys standing next to each other, I think of Gegard as like this tall, lanky guy.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I think both are pretty big for
Yeah.
weight class.
What are they fighting at? 180? 185?
185, yeah. I mean, I think the loser should go up to 205 to make it interesting.
I see Weidman at 205. I don't see Gegard at 205.
Well, Gegard fought at 205 back in the day.
And Dream.
He fought Luddy.
Right.
Fought and Dream. Thing about Weidman too, some of the pictures I've seen, he really looks in shape because he knows that this is a
This is
must
a make
win.
or break for him.
This is a make or
Who
break
was his
for him.
last fight?
Against the Cuban assassin.
Yoel
Oh,
Gay,
yeah.
Romero.
gay Jesus.
blasted his head with a knee.
Yeah, he like decapitated him.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
He hit him with the Castro
It
knee.
was bad.
He hit him with the Cuban Missile Crisis.
It's called
That's what they ought to call it.
just castroed him.
He just castroed him. He decastroed him.
And is that the co-main event?
I don't know if it's co-main event, but
Yes, I think it's.
Well, you're the producer. You're supposed to be
it,
telling
it
us
doesn't say
what's going
co-main
on over
event.
there.
It just says
Is it the fight before the main event?
Sure.
it is.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's the co-main
So
event.
main event: Daniel Cormier versus Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Yep.
Do you think Rumble Johnson comes out with a fucking different game plan this time?
Nobody gave their pick for that last fight.
Oh, I think Wyman's going to win.
I got Gegard.
I got Gegard as well.
I think
if he comes out
Weidman by
strong.
split decision.
Yeah, if Weidman wins, it's by decision.
You guys are both gay, so it's very fitting that you're picking Gegard.
I'm going with Gegard.
That's what you have. That's what
That's
people
my
at your gym
jiu-jitsu
told
style.
you. You're gay guard.
Gay guard.
You're gay guard. Coming to my guard, guys. Come on.
Put the fifth hook in.
Come on. Ooh.
You know what the fifth hook is, right?
It's your finger in
1,
the...
2, 3, 4 with the legs, and then fifth hook. Oh, it's brutal.
It's terrible.
It's brutal.
It's terrible.
So I have Gegard.
All right, we're split again.
Yeah.
And then in the main event, we have Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Daniel Cormier.
DC again.
I see Rumble Johnson taking this a whole different route this
How?
time. Punching a hole through Cormier's head.
He already did punch a hole through him, and he didn't knock him
a
out.
bigger hole. Nick?
I think he. I don't know, man. Cormier, he broke him last time, like, mentally and physically.
You saw
Broke.
Anthony Rumble Johnson quit.
I
Quit.
did.
He
You
quit.
know? I think. So.
I think Rumble's got something to prove this time.
DC ain't a quitter.
And how many shots are you going to get at the title? Right?
I mean, unless you're Kenny Florian, you got like 22 of them.
Right, but
Or Uriah Faber. He got like 33 of them.
but he's going to come out, and I think he's going to be a different guy mentally. for
You
this
think?
fight. I do.
He needs to be conservative, save his energy, pick his shots, stay maybe by the fence like Rampage did, not to get taken down. But
Not
I don't
against
know,
the Greco guy.
no, that's true.
Because,
But
I mean, that was Couture's best work. He would get a guy against the cage and just
True,
fucking grind
true.
up on
He
him.
just can't get taken down, or I think he's just gonna get.
I think the
Yeah.
key thing and look, I like Rumble. He's humble. He doesn't
Humble Rumble?
Yeah, he doesn't
Well,
well, he doesn't seem like he believes his own press, but I think it was for a while and even all the fights after that, if he touches guys, they go to sleep. And I think it was a thing where he cracked DC early. DC went down, and he's like, all right, I got this. And when DC didn't go away, like, what the fuck? And he didn't have an answer for it. And to your point earlier, he's already been in the ring with DC. He already felt how strong he is. He felt in positions that it's hard to train for unless you've been in there with the guy. He's felt his strength.
Cormier's got gorilla strength.
Yeah, but what I mean is that he knows he's been there. However, DC's been in there with him too. Now, for a point for Anthony Rumble Johnson, DC's been out injured. He's been getting bullshit fights. He fought Anderson Silva on like a day's notice.
He didn't look that great against Anderson either.
He didn't. I think Rumble's been more active against tougher opponents. However, this is like a throwback fight.
Yeah.
This is wrestler versus striker. I mean, not saying that Rumble can't wrestle or not saying that DC can't throw some punches, but really at the end of the day, DC wants to get a hold of this guy and fucking toss him. Rumble wants to stay on the feet and knock him out.
Who do you have?
DC.
Nick?
DC.
Rumble.
DC.
You guys are all stupid.
I mean, I think the UFC's in a win-win because, both of them would be great representatives.
And you got an opportunity if DC loses, you have that third.
Character-wise,
Sure.
as far as like a person's character, Cormier is the better representative.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Rumble.
Cormier's got less domestic abuse allegations against him.
Let me just say this. Hold on. In all seriousness,
Allegations.
number one, and people can make allegations about anybody, but at the end of the day, he carries himself very, very good. He doesn't say anything. And let's just say, for instance, there was domestic abuse.
She probably deserved it.
You don't know what that bitch said.
She
or
probably got
did.
a little smart with him.
For real.
Yeah. She might have said he had a little dick.
She may have fucking cracked him. She may have put her hands on him. First reaction, he may have just gone into ninja mode.
Who was the football guy who punched the chick in the elevator?
Ray Rice.
Yeah.
Ray Rice.
She put her hands on him first.
She spit on him.
Yeah. So maybe Rumble was right in whatever he did.
You know what Ray Rice said? You know what Ray Rice said? He goes, "These bitches wouldn't know a good man if they jumped up and hit him right in the face."
Let's change gears for a second. We're going to talk about something that you were super excited about.
I do want to know. I want to change.
WrestleMania.
Before we get into that, I saw an interesting stat here today, and it was something weird, just something really random. The NCAA Division I wrestling tournament from 2006. Just listen to some of these names, because if you ever want
this is from 2006. I thought you said it was from this
No,
year.
no. 2006.
Okay.
If you ever want to know about...
This is the National Wrestling Tournament.
Yeah, the
Like the big
NCAA.
one,
Yeah, Division I. If you ever want to learn, like, you're like, hey, I wonder who are going to be the next big stars of MMA. The outstanding winner of the entire tournament was Ben Askren, right? Just listen to some of these names here.
I don't know that guy.
Johnny Hendricks,
Who's the clip
placed
guy?
first at 165.
Fuck Johnny Hendricks.
Ben Askren placed first at 174
Fuck Ben
pounds. Jake Rodshaw placed first at 197. Cole Conrad
Who's
placed.
Cole Conrad?
He was a former Bellator heavyweight champion. He retired.
Yeah, he was
Jake
real good.
Roshaw was a mid-level UFC guy at best.
But, Ryan Bader placed seventh
Bader played
at
Bader's a
197.
bad dude.
CB Dollaway placed fifth at 184. But just like...
I would be curious where the top guys were from that.
But
Like where they are now.
Chad Mendez placed sixth in
Now,
his weight class.
Was that a special year though?
Like all these
I mean,
guys
you
are
went
like
to
6'7".
2007.
Well,
No,
Would you see the same kind of?
but just
Yeah.
but just the fact that that you see, like, people. Chris Weidman placed sixth in his division. Phil Davis placed second. Like, Cain Velasquez placed fourth in his. Like,
Right,
these
so
are
where
all-
are these guys that were ahead of them?
They're probably either trying to go to Olympics or they're just doing 9
Yeah.
to 5.
or 9 to
That's right.
5ers. But what was really interesting is that you're always kind of looking for, like, hey, where's the new talent coming? Where are the next big stars? And traditionally,
you
in the
might have
pa-
just got Nick's next article.
traditionally in the past,
You're welcome, Nick.
you're welcome.
Well, yeah, I actually, I did an article on that.
Oh, sure you did.
I think he's reading your
Last
article,
year.
Nick.
Bullet read it, and he's trying to make it like it was
No, I
his.
did. I'm serious. I mean, it was the top prospects coming out of the NCAA tournament. But
Ah,
it's so
shit.
important.
Bullet read that. He's fucking.
I didn't read
No,
it.
I
He's
love
got the
it.
cliff notes on it right now.
He's
I didn't-
right. It's just like watching, the world's jiu-jitsu. The up and comers, who's number one. Who the best. I mean, that's the highest form of wrestling in the United States. They have the Olympics, but that's right below it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the wrestling, you get the guys like Nick said, you get the guys that are like, well, they're Olympic bound, and they're going to go onto those Olympic teams and do
you
that.
think guys look at the Olympics the same way they did years ago, when now there's also all this other money out there?
Without a doubt, because number one, if you're an NCAA champion, that's very high praise. But if you were an Olympic, number one, if you're an Olympic athlete, period, there is a pedigree that
But
is
if you're in
attached
between
to that.
years for the Olympics, like you have a 4-year
Or yeah,
gap. Like,
yeah, between years. But what I mean is, if you make an Olympic team, that's a whole nother level.
but there's no money in it, and people
there
these
wasn't-
days are looking
sure
at the
there's
money.
money in it. Sure, there's money in it. Sponsorships and just other
Not
types
the
of.
same kind of money if you can be a high level UFC guy.
Well, let me ask you this: you run an MMA promotion,
Yeah.
okay? And you've got Nick who's coming in. He's an NCAA Division I champion. Wow, that's going to get my attention.
Sure.
Versus Nick, who's an Olympic team member, or versus Nick who medaled at the Olympics. That's going to
some
get
of these
your,
guys we don't even know who they are. Like we haven't seen
Well,
or
that's-
heard anything from them.
That's because maybe they
How long?
worked
It
on
is
different things.
10 years later. Like where are those guys?
A lot of those guys, you didn't know any of those names I popped off?
No, I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the guys that beat them.
Who knows? Maybe they went into their 9 to 5 job, like you said. Maybe they went into
Yeah,
coaching.
I mean,
Maybe
Coaching?
they're-
wrestling. Hey, wrestling is definitely a poor man's sport. You're not going to make money doing it. I think
a lot of them go into
nowadays-
coaching.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of wrestlers go to MMA now. It's definitely an outlet.
Yeah,
So-
but because before it was
That's
like
what I'm saying. Like,
well, before it was like you either went into coaching,
find out who beat Cain Velasquez.
Cole Conrad did. Cole Conrad
Right,
plays.
find
first.
out the other division, one of the other divisions. I'm just curious.
So let's pull
Maybe
in.
we do know those names.
Yeah, I mean, even like Bellator now, they have like Ed Ruth, Terrell Fortin, Aaron Pico, and they're basing like a few of their prospects just all wrestlers.
Well, Cain Velasquez placed fourth, so Greg Wagner beat him, and then Steve Mako beat him. But you don't know what these guys did. Maybe they went into a family business, or maybe they were just
Mako
fucking
was an Olympian for sure.
So there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Some of these guys don't have the. I mean, MMA is not for everybody. Like, I'm gonna get fucking punched in the face.
Yeah,
No,
that's
maybe
true.
not. You know. So I mean, or in the past, 10, 15 years ago, you went into pro wrestling. That's what Angle
Yeah.
did.
Speaking of pro wrestling,
Speaking of pro wrestling,
it was Bullet's biggest holiday weekend of the year, Nick.
dude, it was awesome. I think I watched.
He jerked off continuously
I watched
for 4 days.
I watched a total of 25 wrestling shows.
What?
In 4? Yeah, I watched because you had every independent wrestling promotion.
Were you like glued to your living room couch, or like do you have a TV in
By
your
the time
bedroom?
by the time he was done, he
was
was
glued
glued
to it.
Wow, that was disgusting. Now you see, here's the thing. See, these two guys here, these ignoramuses, they
Yo, I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
Yeah, get that shit.
son of a bitch,
That's Nick's way of saying it. Going to these guys.
son of a bitch.
Taking a restroom break.
I don't
Second one ever on the show.
This son of a bitch.
Let's look at Nick's decor in his room real quick.
What is that? A map?
That is
He's got a map
What the fuck?
of
See,
the
like
world.
What is he? A social studies teacher?
Or he's part
What's
of
along
ISIS.
what's the bottom part of the map?
Yeah. What is he? A part of ISIS? What are you planning your attacks?
He's got no other pictures on the wall. Is that where he does his homework?
Yeah, what is he like? The fucking he's like Ben Affleck in that movie where he plays like the autistic killer, the accountant.
Is he in the classroom still?
He doesn't hear any of this.
Nick's at the library in like the extra room.
I know,
they
right?
have.
Okay, guys, open your social studies books to chapter 4.
Sounds like he's running.
I know.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
and
he's
we're
back.
back.
And we're back.
Nick, we got to ask you about the map on
What the
back.
fuck's with the map there? You social studies teacher? Like what the fuck?
ISIS?
You gotta know where things are.
We were saying that you were actually at the free library using the extra room.
Oh shit.
So here's the thing about pro wrestling. These two ignoramuses don't get why I love pro
We
wrestling.
watched it as kids. We
But-
loved it.
Here's the thing about professional wrestling. Okay, that you have to understand because Nick is obviously an outsider to this form of entertainment. The thing about professional wrestling is this: in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, when you had local television, it was always in the top 2 or 3 in those markets.
Well, yeah, if you have 3 stations on, it's going to be
Hold
on
on.
the top 2 or 3.
Let me finish.
Doesn't that make sense?
Let me finish.
I'm no mathematician.
Let me finish, asshole.
Can we
face.
get Franklin? Can we get Rich Franklin to figure out that math?
So then, when you had the advent of cable television, it was and still is always
Quickly
one of
dropped
the.
to like 18 or 19.
Not really. And then when pay-per-view was invented, top 2 or 3 pay-per-view
If I
providers.
remember correctly, it was only boxing or wrestling.
And now when you have,
you can't turn me down.
yeah, I can. So now that you have digital
Turn me back.
platforms, you have digital platforms like WWE Network. They're always in the top 2 or 3. Here's the reason why people love wrestling because.
Tell me. Give me more volume so I can hear. I'm good. Never mind. Don't
It's
touch it.
because, unlike other forms of entertainment, they come to your market. They come to your local place, and you develop relationships with these characters where you're not just seeing them on TV. You can go and see them live. It's like music, like rock bands. You have bands that you build, like people that go see Billy Joel or fucking Bruce
I feel like you're
Springsteen,
selling me on it right now.
because it's like you develop a relationship or an imagined relationship with these guys.
like you guys are BFFs, but
Well, no, but you're there. But the thing with WrestleMania is, in the past, it was just WrestleMania weekend. I know he's just,
I think he just spilled his beer.
he did.
No, charging it up.
But WrestleMania weekend, biggest weekend for pro wrestling. You had all these different wrestling promotions from the UK,
I'm
from
not
the
gonna
United
lie.
States.
I fucking watched WrestleMania, and I was so mad that you had fucking talked me into it. And
Yeah.
the very first match was
AJ Styles.
Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
It was
awesome.
fucking awesome. It got to the point that my son Declan, who's 10, was screaming at the TV.
The thing of
Yeah,
it
like
is,
he was ready to throw a brick through the TV. He was so mad.
The
Like,
thing-
he's like, how does he get up from that? I can't fucking believe it.
I have a subscription to Flow Sports, and they had they partnered up with WWN, which is World Wrestling Network. So I was watching shows from Progress, Evolve, the World WWN Super Show, CZW, ROH, WWE, the NXT shows, and all that.
But let's stay on the big one.
The WrestleMania show was way too long. With
It was
the
like 4 hours.
4 hours, with the pre-show was 7.5.
Did you watch
7.5?
Did
Yeah.
you watch all 7.5
Yeah.
in the nude?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Marshall?
No.
Lower body.
That's a whole season of True Detective.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Nick just put that into perspective.
True Detective's coming back. Did you know that for a third season?
With,
Oh,
New
yeah.
cast?
Yeah, fucked you
New
up, didn't I?
cast?
Yeah, fucked you up, didn't I?
Hopefully with Vince Vaughn again.
He's
Yeah.
mad at you, Nick.
Yeah, fucked you up, Nick. Not grinning now, huh?
So you watched 7.5 hours at WWE.
By the end of it, it was like, holy shit. Obviously, the
Do
highlight
you
of...
feel like you could have just watched the main thing?
But here's the thing. It's not even just...
How many hours into wrestling were you at that point?
The whole fuck... It started on Thursday.
You were burned out.
what
What
did you eat? What did you order?
I didn't... Well, on WrestleMania,
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
I did
jeez.
Popeye's chicken.
Oh shit!
I regretted
A
that.
whole bucket?
Yeah, I regretted that. Like,
French fries?
yeah. I regretted it.
Did you have other people over?
No.
So when you were done, like bone in,
Well, because I watched half the show with my kid
right?
because I was over his place. I was watching with
Right.
my son. And then I watched the second half of the show at home by myself.
Now, were you eating chicken like legs and chicken breasts and
Yeah.
like bones? Do you
Not
just
the bones.
no? Like a chicken leg has bones in it.
Yeah, but I'm not eating the fucking
I
bones.
didn't ask if you're eating bones. I'm asking you what kind of chicken you're eating.
You did ask him if he was eating bones.
Did
You
you eat
did.
bones?
No.
I'm picturing you on the couch, right? Lucha Libre mask on with the mouth just got like sauce all over it. Wings, bones all around you on the couch,
It's funny, isn't it?
and the bucket just sitting on your belly.
It's funny, isn't it?
What were you wearing?
See?
Yeah, what were you wearing?
I was wearing a comfortable pair of pants with an elastic waistband.
Were you sticking the chicken bones in your pants? when you were
No,
done?
I didn't really go that crazy. I didn't really go that nuts. But
But that, you were in full overload at
it
that
was
point.
from Thursday night to the following Tuesday because you have all the independent shows. Then Friday night's the Hall of Fame, Saturday night's NXT, Sunday night's WrestleMania, but then the Raw after Mania on the following Monday night is like a huge one, and then you have SmackDown on Tuesday. So
All
it was Thursday to Tuesday.
So you thought 7.5 hours was a lot.
It was way too long.
Next year, do you cut out of the other days and just watch WrestleMania? And
No.
I feel like you burned yourself out.
No, because the thing about wrestling is it's just like music. There's different forms and styles and all.
But I love MMA. I can't watch it for 4 days straight.
But there's not the characters. There's not the storylines. There's not the attachment that you
But I
have.
love it. Even a TV show I love, I couldn't watch for 4 days straight.
I think that the difference between MMA and the UFC or like professional wrestling is that the action in the ring.
Like, could you watch Breaking Bad for 4 days straight?
No, but you have.
I did watch the whole entire start to finish. in 13
I can't
days.
do that.
I watched it in like 3 weeks.
Well, some of the wrestling shows I watched on my elliptical too. I was exercising while I was watching it,
Okay.
so I wasn't just sitting on a couch. But
was there a chicken bucket on the elliptical?
no, I only ate bad on Sunday. It's my
All right,
cheat
I'm
day.
just asking. I just got to know.
I'm telling you.
I appreciate your honesty.
There you go. Undertaker obviously retired.
You were sad.
I came very close to crying.
How close were you?
I cried a little bit.
Did you get tired?
I did.
Were you
really?
Were you
Yeah,
that
swear to
guy
God.
just sitting there, just like shocked?
You have to understand this. Hold on. The Undertaker debuted in 1990. I was 13 years old.
Yeah,
So since I was 13,
he's been part of your life.
it's been part of my fucking life.
Nick was born that year, I believe.
Yeah. How old are you, Nick? What year were you born?
92.
You asshole. You fucking jerk off. You weren't even fucking born. All right? So, like, the thing of it is like, it's like, yeah, it might be fake, but, like, the relationship that you kind of develop with that character or
Sure.
it's real. And everything that happened was unreal. And the thing about it is this, and I made a post about it.
You know
It's-
what? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Because I watched him do the whole walkout.
Yeah.
Like I spent the extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The only thing I was disappointed with is he didn't raise his hands up and do the thing where all the flames came out. That would have been ideal.
He
to
did do
finish.
that.
Not on the way out.
Yes, he did.
When? No, he did the fist.
No. On the way out?
Yeah.
You mean out to the ring or out at the end of the match?
At the end of the match.
Oh,
It would
yeah,
have been
he
cool if he just turned around and went,
He never does that.
no, but
He-
for
he's
his
just-
retirement.
Yeah. But the thing of it is like everything in professional wrestling is based, like old school, is based on respect. You walk into a locker room, you introduce yourself, the way that you conduct yourself. But just the entire thing of it is that you have respect for the business, your opponent, you take care of him. You make sure he's not going to get injured. You're not reckless with his health. You're not, everything about it is based on respect. And when he left his gear there, he said like 4 or 5 hours.
I don't know if Nick knows what he did.
Well, he retired. He left his gloves, his jacket, and his hat there, and he walked out. And they had pictures of
Left
it.
in the middle of the ring.
He left in the middle of the ring. 4 or 5 hours later, they're tearing the set down, and nobody touched it. They left it there. It was untouched. And that goes to speak of, I think that guy is universally the most respected guy because he was like the locker room leader. He was, because there was a time there when WWE almost went over in the mid-'90s. They almost went under. WCW was really kicking their ass for a while.
Are you going to get an Undertaker tattoo?
No, I wouldn't go that far, dude. It just, for me, it sounds corny, but I was sad because I'll never be able to have that moment like with my kid where I'll be able to take him.
Your heroes get old.
Well, it's that, but
true.
But for me, it was a selfish thing because I always wanted to be able to have that moment and be like with my kid, like, yo, this is fucking Undertaker, and like he'd always remember that, like, yeah, no, I saw him later in his career, but I got to see him live with my dad. So for me, I was really sad about that. So I'm looking forward to the day when it's just like, oh, cool, like he's gonna find a guy that he likes. Hopefully, if he's not into it, he's not into it. But I don't know what little kid wouldn't be. There's hot broads, there's explosions, there's.
What did you think of the Goldberg versus Lesnar fight?
I think
all I saw was spears and suplexes.
I think the Goldberg Lesnar match was exactly what it needed to be. Obviously, I wouldn't say both are extremely limited, but Goldberg's very limited what he can do in the ring. And let's face it, it's tremendous what the guy was able to do at age 50 to get himself in that kind of shape and size is phenomenal. It really speaks volumes. And ultimately, the reasons why he came back, he wanted his kid to be able to see what he did.
Yeah.
And
the matches I watched, I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of them were okay. I feel that
I couldn't do 4 days of it.
Well, who was your favorite? What was your favorite match?
My favorite match was Shane McMahon
and
versus AJ Styles, and I thought that should have been later in the card.
I saw the elbow.
It was fucking awesome.
Which elbow?
The spinning.
The spinning
elbow.
back elbow in the corner.
Oh God, yeah.
I did like the ref's reaction when he got kicked in the head.
Yeah.
He looked like he got shot. Like it was just like,
again, though, the thing about professional wrestling is that there are different styles and things to appreciate for everybody, just like music. Lucha Libre, traditional lucha is completely different than Japanese puroresu, which is completely different from British strong style, which is completely different to some of the more soap operatic, sports entertainment of America.
Right.
There's different things. There's different things that you can like about different styles of it. So for me, I just think it's so interesting that in this day and age to where, okay, I live in America, but your home promotion or style can be one in Japan because I can watch those events live because of the internet. Or, you know what, I like more of an athletic, sport-based shoot style, British wrestling style. There's a huge crossover there.
I'm gonna watch a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. You saw I posted a picture on the internet of my kids fighting.
Yeah, and I was so happy.
I texted Bullet. I'm like, "This is your fault."
No, look, no one's trying to sell you on the fact that it's real. However, the physicality, the characters, and just the athleticism. If you either like it or you don't. You either get it or you don't. I don't think anybody's going to begrudge them and say that's not real. They're not trying to be. It's just the characters, the storylines. It grabs you.
What's the next big event we should watch?
Well, hold on. I know when they got Chris this past weekend. It's when John Cena proposed.
No, I
didn't see that.
Chris was just
It was
tearing
corny.
up.
No, I turned it off
mouth.
after like 2 or 3 fights in because
Is that the story? Is that
no,
the
I
story
watched
going?
Walking Dead,
Is that the story?
and then I came back after The Walking Dead.
You didn't miss shit.
So what's the next event that Nick and I and Todd should watch?
It should probably be a New Japan show. There's going to be one on New Japan on the 9th that I'm going to watch. It's Okada versus
we'll watch
Shibata.
It. Nick's going to watch
Now,
it too.
Shibata,
Maybe just a little bit, maybe some highlights.
Katsuyori Shibata actually has a legitimate MMA background.
Okay,
he actually did fight professionally for a while.
so we should watch that one.
Yeah, because Shibata it's Japanese strong style, as it's called.
Oh,
is very, very stiff, and by that I mean they don't really pull punches or
shouldn't
kicks.
it be called Japanese stiff style?
No. because that would be a connotation of some gay shit that you would think of. No, but I think you would find that
So what's
more
the date on that?
the 9th, April 9th, live on New Japan World.
Sunday?
Yeah, on New Japan World.
I'm going to watch it.
Do you have a subscription to New Japan World?
No, but I have access to just all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
so.
and your Cody box.
I don't have a Cody box.
Well, if something like a
Like,
Cody
yeah, if
box.
I knew a guy.
If you knew a guy.
If you knew someone.
So,
I think you would like that.
all right, I'm going to watch it.
But I do mean that. It's like you don't go, hey, do you like music? No. There's different styles and genres and
There
flavors.
are people that dislike music.
Sure, I like, a lot of different styles of music, but it's not just one thing. People have the misconception that all pro wrestling is like John Cena proposing to his girlfriend or like soap opera bullshit. It's
We just
not like
committed
that.
to watching this one. We're going to watch
You're
it.
going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. You already hooked me on the last one. Woo! Woo! What we want to do, before you start that, is we're going to start doing some more live shows outside of the studio, Nick. We should.
Oh, yeah?
We should invite Nick to the tattoo one.
That's going to be a lot of people, though, because we're going to already have 3 people there for that. Nick, do you have any tattoos?
A big American eagle on his back.
Yeah, I got one on my back actually,
What do you got?
and I'm it's a cross, it's a family cross, and I'm actually getting one. In
Oh, he's
May.
tearing up. He's tearing up.
He is.
No,
Turn
I'm
up
getting,
talking
I'm
about.
getting one in May. I'm getting one in May.
What are you getting?
On my thigh. It'll be
On your thigh?
lion type.
On your thigh.
Well, our one sponsor, Rest Tattoo, we're going to be doing a live, or not a live show. But
Are you
going to
get like
record a show?
Are you
from
going to
there.
get like a garter belt tattoo, like on your
Oh,
thigh?
That would be sweet.
I always like when the girls do like the guns on the hips.
No,
I like that as well.
How about the bow ties in the back? Whatever.
Oh, in the back of the
Yeah,
legs.
well, that's supposed to be like the back part of the laces on the back.
Yeah.
And they just don't do the rest of it.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a
do
good
like
time.
those.
Well, we should we could do, I mean, because Todd, really our producer, we're putting him over. He figured out how to do the call in, so
Yeah.
now we have the ability, like, you could call in on a show, or
Yeah, we could do all kinds
we could
of
do all
shit.
kinds of
Hey
crazy
Nick, are
stuff.
you looking at this at all online?
Can you see us?
I'm just looking at the FaceTime right
Okay.
now.
Oh, there you go.
When you get back, you're on the whole entire podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on. It's a good thing.
Amazing.
It's a good thing you're not doing stuff like
We got the map online.
Yeah.
We got Nick getting up to go to the restroom.
yeah.
Hey.
So we've been gone long tonight. We're probably an hour and a half deep right now.
We are.
Actually, exactly hour and a half and 24 seconds.
Yeah.
This
So
guy,
Wow.
you're like fucking Timex over here.
we're gonna have to wrap this up. But I feel like you need to talk some shit to at least one person. with
Who
the
should I
belt.
talk shit to?
Carolina.
Carolina, Polish Carolina.
She's gonna come on the show. I talked her into it.
She's coming in studio.
In studio.
She's not coming in studio.
Coming in studio.
When?
Soon.
See,
Like
'cause,
maybe next week.
See, because I've already come into your house. I've already been to the gym, and you weren't there because you were too busy cooking dinner for your man. Just like you should be. And next time when you come here, you better be bringing gifts of, what should she bring? Like, what's some Polish food?
I don't know. Like fucking
Kabasa?
beef
I'll supply
stro-
the kielbasa, thank you very much.
beef stroganoff.
No, she's cool. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have her in the show.
Is she going to bring Chewbacca with her?
Next week, we're going to be talking about our good buddy Wilson fighting for the championship.
We should try to get him to call in FaceTime.
Maybe. We've perfected it with Nick tonight, our FaceTime.
Wait a minute.
There
Are you
you
trying
go.
to say that Nick was our guinea pig?
No. He was our first FaceTime guest.
He said we perfected it.
Yeah. Nick
It's okay.
helped us
It's
perfect
okay.
it.
You're welcome.
I think he's trying to spin it here, Nick. I think he's trying
I think I complimented
Nick.
Nick.
Nick already said you're welcome.
Yeah, Nick said we're welcome. So, next week, we're going to be talking about Wilson. We may have Carolina. We may have Nick
We may have
in
Wilson.
the studio. We may have Popo in here as well.
We may have me.
All the guys that I train with were shaving our beards into mustaches for the fight.
For Wilson?
Yeah.
Mustaches?
Yeah, we're going to be doing mustaches for the fight.
You're
to
going to be
support
Love
Wilson.
it.
mustachioed?
Yeah, everybody's doing it.
I wish I'd have known. I would have
You
not
can still
shaved
do
today.
it. You got another week. You go out pretty solid.
Yeah.
Uh,
I cleaned up today.
I'm probably going to have a party for the fight.
You won't invite me.
You're invited.
Okay.
And we might do a live show from here and just have people flit in and out before the actual fight happens from the studio. And then let's thank our guests.
I always hate it when
Nick, where are you going to be in the next week or so?
Quakertown.
So I'll be in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, and then Quakertown, PA. I'll send you more details after this.
Okay.
I should
And
know
we'll post it.
better, but
Is it an open mic, or are you doing like middling, or are you?
No, one's like a charity event, and the other's a little coffee shop show I've done before. It's pretty cool. It's always like 15, 20 people, so it's a nice place to work stuff out. So.
Well, now
Oh,
there's
cool.
going to be 22 people.
Yeah, or
There you go.
17, depending on the number to show.
And then we're going to be like, boo.
So let's end the show. If anybody's got suggestions for what we should do for a live show for next time, some topics to talk
Can we
about.
do a live show at a
Nick, we're looking at doing maybe an outside show where we go to an etiquette school and we kind of learn about some stuff.
You should.
We're thinking about doing some cooking stuff. We're looking at doing some shows where people are trying to educate us on stuff that we would normally not even be.
Do you know where we're
going
going to go?
Maps.
I know.
If somebody could educate us on maps.
I know where we're gonna go.
Nick's got the map thing.
I have an
down.
idea right now. I have an idea right now.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
I'm gonna make some calls because in Bristol, Pennsylvania, is the Ring of Honor Pro Wrestling Academy. I'm gonna see if we can't get your candy ass in a ring to take some flat back bumps.
I'll just choke dudes
Yo,
out.
I love that.
I won't take any bumps. I'll just choke dudes out for real.
No, you won't.
I will.
Just choke dudes out for real. With my jujitsu. I'm a tough guy.
I don't play. All right, Nick, thanks for coming on the show.
My pajamas.
Bullet,
Yo, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick.
Hold on, we got to do the music here because I don't like to edit this shit in
Oh,
because I'm
Jesus.
lazy.
Ah,
No,
Jesus.
we're gonna do the outro music. Hold
Let's
on.
thank Rest Tattoo, Stitcher Smart Radio, WWE Network,
See, this way I don't have to
Leatherman
edit
Tools,
this in later. Fleshlight
Fleshlight, XCC 28.
coming for you tonight, baby.
Oh,
I'm not really. Anything else? Episode 179. Smoked up.